Begin in a comfortable child's pose. Big toes touch, your knees spread out wide, the width of your mat. Allow your sitting bones to sink down toward your heels. Spread your fingertips wide out in front of you, stretching your arms as long as possible. Allow your elbows to lift slightly toward the sky and your heart to sink toward your mat. Allow your forehead to rest comfortably onto the mat. And just begin to notice your breath. Filling in all the way on the next inhale and completely emptying out on the next exhale. Seal your lips and begin to cultivate our Ujjayi breathing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Begin to hug the breath at the back of your throat to make a sound like the ocean. Come on up onto all fours, bringing the wrists below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Drop the belly, lift the tailbone, curl the back, arch the back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, pulling the belly button in. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, curl to cat. Drop the belly once more and exhale, curl. Lean back into a neutral spine. Extend the hands out long for puppy pose. Legs stay where they are. Heart opens up toward the mat, toward the ground, sinking, allowing the shoulders to really start to open up. We'll be getting into the shoulders during the class. Now come on back to all fours and lift the hips for downward facing dog. Heels work their way toward the mat, walking your dog out a few times, and then allowing your heels to sink down into the mat. Lifting your tailbone up toward the sky, allowing the heart to open down toward the mat. Inhale, come to a high plank pose, shifting onto your toes, heel stacks above the ball of your foot, pressing the mat away from you with your 10 fingertips. Hold here. Pulling the belly button in toward your spine, engaging your core. Lower all the way down to the mat, bringing the tops of your feet down. Your hands are below your shoulders. Bring your hands to the outside of your mat and tent them like you're holding cupcakes beneath them. Inhale, lift the heart, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down to the mat, bringing your right cheek down. Inhale, lift. Pressing into all 10 toes into the mat. Exhale, back down to the mat. Bring your hands back beneath your shoulders. And on the next inhale, press to a high plank posture and exhale to a downward facing dog. Shaking your head out yes or no a few times. Just walk the feet in a little ways to get a nice twist, bringing your left hand to your right heel, to your right ankle, and twisting. Seeing if you can twist a little more with every exhale. Continuing to breathe deep, this time bringing your right hand to the outside of your left foot. And using this twist to open the heart. Sinking in deep with your heels, lifting your tailbone, twisting even more with every breath. Coming back to our downward facing dog. Breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling, emptying all the way back out. Look to the top of the mat and hop or step between your hands. Lift halfway, inhale, find length, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Arms come high to the sky. Exhale, bring them back to your heart. Closing your eyes to set an intention. Making an intention to stay with this practice today. Stay present with your breath and present with your postures. Deeply inhaling and completely exhaling. Bringing your arms down to your side. Inhale. Reach out and up. And grab for the right wrist and lean over to your right, getting a nice stretch in your left side body. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, grabbing for your right wrist, leaning to the left. Get a nice stretch in your right side body. Inhale, coming back to center. And grabbing for your left elbow with your right hand. Drop your left hand down by the nape of your neck. Starting to get a nice shoulder stretch. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the right elbow, grabbing it with your left hand. Get a nice stretch in that right shoulder. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, bring the hands back to your heart. Inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, hands come through your heart, fold forward. Walk your feet out about hip width distance, grab for opposite elbows, and just sway side to side for a nice ragdoll posture. Allow your head to hang heavy. Release any tension you still have in your neck. Just fold forward, release your elbows. Inhale, reach halfway, lift, find length. And exhale, hop back to a plank pose. Pressing into the mat, engaging your core, lifting your kneecaps to engage your quads, pulling your belly button in toward your spine. Inhale, reach your knee to your right tricep, and then left knee to left tricep. Once again, tap the right tricep with the right knee, and then tap your left tricep with your left knee. Knee back in downward facing dog. Lifting the tailbone. Breathing in and exhaling all the way out. Coming down onto your forearms for Dolphin Pose. Another ocean theme pose for our practice today. Allowing the hips to press back, bringing the heels closer to the mat. Press back up onto your hands and fingertips for downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Making some circles with your ankles, circles with your knees. Just starting to open up that hip joint. Reach your right leg to the sky, and then step it forward for a high lunge. For a lunge at the top of the mat, bringing the left knee down onto the ground. Press your hands up into your right thigh, lifting. Engage your core, tuck the tailbone. Feeling a nice stretch in your left psoas. See if you could sink a little deeper on the next exhale. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Leaning back a little bit. Feeling the stretch in that left hip. Find stillness here. And exhale, twist to your right. Bringing your left hand to the outside of your knee. And your right hand to your back thigh. Twisting from right above your belly button. Inhale. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, lift your toes to the sky. Heel digs into the ground. Fold over your front leg for a half Hanumanasana, monkey pose. Reach the left hand to the outside of your right leg to get an even deeper stretch into this half splits pose. Just find what feels good here. Find that edge. Just take it there, feeling a nice stretch in that right hamstring. Come back to your low lunge at the front of the mat. And then grab for your back, heel, ankle, for a nice extra stretch, opening up that left hip. If you can reach, otherwise you could stay in your low lunge. Press your hands into the mat. And bring your hands to the inside of your right foot, coming up high in the ball of your back foot for lizard pose. Both hands are on the inside of your right leg. And if you're comfortable here, coming down to your forearms. Getting that nice stretch in the left hip. Sinking deeper with every exhale. Keeping your right ankle in front of the knee. Press back up into your hands. And inhale, reach your right hand up to the sky, keeping the left hand onto the mat next to your right foot. Engaging the left leg, lifting the kneecap to lift yourself even higher. Plant your hands on the outside of your foot and step back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment to settle in here. For the left side. Inhale, your left leg comes high. Exhale, open it up by bending the knee, making some circles with your ankle, with your hip, opening that hip up. Inhale, the left leg comes high, and exhale, step it forward between the hands, bringing the right knee down to the mat. Bring your hands to your thigh, your left thigh. Inhaling, lifting, tucking the tailbone to bring the pelvis to neutral. And exhale, sinking in deeper into that front knee. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Sinking in even deeper to that right hip. Adding a little back bend for a challenge. Breathing deep here. Exhale, twist to your left, bringing your right hand to the outside of your left knee. The left hand comes to the back of your right thigh, looking over your left shoulder. Breathe deep here into the twist. Seeing if you could twist a little more with the exhale. And inhale, reaching up, leaning back. And exhale, lifting the left toes to the sky and folding over the leg for half monkey pose. Opening up our hips further. Grabbing for the outside edge of your left foot with your right hand. Left hand can reach further back behind you. Just using this grip to come even closer to that left leg and deeper into the fold. Feeling a nice stretch on your IT band. Inhale, coming back up to a low lunge, and then grabbing for the back right ankle with both hands, challenging our balance, and sinking deep in. Feeling the extra stretch on our right side, on our right hip. Leaning back if it feels good, and then meeting back in our low lunge. And bringing the hands to the inside of the left leg for lizard pose, coming high on the ball of the back foot onto the toes, and then coming down to forearms if you're comfortable here for a deeper stretch in that left hip, in that left groin, creating more space, and then coming back to our downward facing dog, shaking out the head a few times. Breathing in deeply, open mouth, letting some heat out, exhale. Look to the top of the mat. Hop or step between your hands. Lift halfway, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink the hips deep. Toes should be in front of your knees. Arms come up by your ears. Shoulders slide down your back and away from you. Turn the pinkies toward one another and bring your hands to your heart. Twisting to your right, sink a little deeper. Bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. See if you could sink a little more with every exhale. Breathe deep. Inhale. Come back down. Forward fold on the next exhale. Grab for your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Inhale. Look up. Find length. Exhale. Fold deeper. Using this grip to come closer to your shins with your forehead. Step back to a high plank pose. And then come over onto your right hand for side plank on the left. Pressing into the mat with your right hand. Inhale. Press in. Create that crescent shape with your side body. Lift the left hand high to the sky. Reach it to the front of your mat. And if possible, bringing your legs to a tree pose here. Pressing into the mat even more, creating more space in that side body. And then bring your hands to a plank pose. Lowering slowly with control. Flipping onto the tops of your feet. Your upward facing dog. Breathing into the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. Hop or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, rise up. Sink the hips deep. Pull in your front ribs, you're engaging your core. Hold here. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Twist to your left, bringing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Sink the hips even deeper. Open the heart toward the sky, stacking your shoulders onto one another. Breathe deep here. Exhale, folds. Shake it out. Walk the feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands under your feet for Padahastasana. Find some length and exhale, fold even deeper. Bring your belly toward your thighs. Bring your hands to the mat and step back to a plank pose. Spinning onto your left hand, reaching the right to your hip. Sliding onto the outside edge of your left foot for side plank on the left. Reaching the right hand up and overhead. And bringing the right foot into a tree pose, side plank, if it's in your practice. Otherwise, just holding your side plank. You can also bring your right knee to the ground. Come back to a plank pose. Hold, shift forward, lower halfway slowly, and inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale to a downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here, in through the nose, and exhaling out through the nose. Inhale, bring your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between the hands. Inhale, reach the arms up for a high crescent lunge. This time staying high on the ball of your back foot. Lift the knees, lift the back knee. Tuck the tailbone to engage the core. Sink in a little deeper to that front leg. Turning the pinkies toward one another. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Your back foot slides 90 degrees in line with the back of the mat. You're sinking deep into that front knee 90 degrees, looking over your right fingertips. Shoulders come down your back and away from your ears. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Opening up that right side body, bringing your hand to the back of your head to give your tricep just a little extra stretch here. Just surrendering to this reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Right leg rests on your front thigh, right arm rests on your right thigh or comes down to the mat. Left hand reaches up and overhead. Inhale, reverse your warrior for 1. Exhale, windmill down. Step it back and lower through your chaturanga with control. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between the hands. Inhale, rise up for a high crescent lunge, staying high in the ball of the back foot. Arms come out and up by your ears. Pinkies turn toward one another. Shoulder blades slide down and away from your ears. Tuck in your front ribs. Bring your spine to neutral. Sink a little deeper into that front knee. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Bend the front knee. Kini check. Slide the back foot flat with the back of the mat. Sink deep into that front knee. Spread wide, fingertip to fingertip. Shoulders come away from your ears. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes down your back leg. Bringing the left hand down to the nape of your neck. Getting a nice stretch in that upper arm, upper left arm. Exhale, extended side angle. Left hand comes behind your left leg or onto your thigh. Right hand reaches up and overhead. Getting a nice full body stretch in the right. Inhale, reverse your warrior for 1. And exhale, chaturanga. Go through your vinyasa with control. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing deep into the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Inhale, right leg comes high. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Bringing the back foot 45 degrees for a warrior 1 closed hip posture. Inhale, reach the arms up. Sinking deep into that front leg. Bring your hips parallel to the front of the mat. It should be squared off. Pinkies turn toward one another. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Bump the hips back. Reach the arms long. And come down for our triangle pose. Right hand reaches for our ankle. And left hand reaches up. Expanding out through the fingertips. See if you could spin the heart a little more open. Right hip presses back into the left. Inhale, reach up, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. And exhale, chaturanga. Go through your vinyasa with control. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg comes high. Exhale, step it between the hands. Bringing the right foot 45 degrees. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Taking a moment to square your hips and your shoulders to the front of the mat. Sinking deeper into that front knee. Bring your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears. Suck in your front ribs. And exhale, open up, warrior 2. Sinking deep into that front knee. Reaching as much as possible, creating space between your fingertips. Shoulders are away from your ear. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reaching the left hand up. Sinking back into warrior. Straighten your front leg. Bump the hips back. Reach forward for triangle pose on this side. Right hand reaches up and overhead, creating nice space. Pressing your left hip back into the right, creating nice stretch in your hamstring. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And come on up for a nice standing forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the crown of your head down toward the mat. Plant your left hand and reach the right hand high to the sky, twisting open to your right. Right shoulder stacks on top of left. Then plant the right hand, reaching the left hand up to the sky, twisting open to your left. Plant the palm, left palm, inhale the right hand up to the sky. And plant the right palm, reaching the left hand up toward the sky. Twisting a little deeper each time. Plant the hands beneath you. Just getting even more of a stretch in your back hamstrings. Feeling free to take your tripod headstand if it's in your practice. Hands plant between your heels. And lift the legs to the sky with control, engaging the core, tucking in your ribs, heels press back, hold here, and coming back to a forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, inhale, rise up, exhale, warrior two. Sinking deep into that front knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, windmill down, step back, and lower with control through a chaturanga. Leaning back in our downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. And lower all the way down to the mat. Bringing the hands to the outside of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart. Exhale, bend your left shoulder into the mat, creating a nice stretch. And then exhale, bring your right shoulder down to the mat, dipping that. Inhale, reaching back up through the heart. Exhale, left shoulder comes to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring the right shoulder to the mat. Plant the palms beneath your shoulders, press up to a high plank, and exhale into a downward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward for pigeon on this side, getting ready for our mermaid pose. Check your left leg is straight back behind you. Inhale, reach up through the crown of your head, find length. Square the hips. And then exhale, fold forward over your right leg. Starting on your forearms, and if you're comfortable there, coming down all the way to your forehead, allowing the heart to sink down toward the mat. Letting go of any tension you might still be holding on to. Releasing anything tight in your hips that you feel. Noticing any thoughts and just letting them pass. Being here, present in this moment with this breath. Inhale, walk your hands back in. Find some length. And then grab for your back ankle with your left hand. And then bring the foot to the crevice of your elbow. And reach your right hand up and overhead to grasp for the left fingertips for our mermaid pose. Reaching up. Finding some length. This might be challenging. You can try just for the ankle the first time. Work your way into the full bind. Inhale, reach your right leg up, shake it out, and come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg comes high to the sky. Exhale, bring it forward for pigeon pose on the left. Right leg reaches back behind you. Reach up, inhale, find some length through the crown of your head. And exhale, fold forward over the left leg, bringing the forehead down to the mat, starting on your forearms and working your way to your full pigeon. Sinking deep over that front leg, releasing any tension in your hip, letting go of anything that happened earlier today, not worrying about what you're doing after your time on your mat, just appreciating this moment. Just surrendering to this pose. Look up and walk your hands back in on the inhale. Find some length. And then grab with your right hand your right ankle, bringing the foot to the crevice of your right elbow, reaching the left hand up and overhead to grip the right for a mermaid pose. Finding as much length as you can. Just sinking in here. Releasing the foot. Reaching up through the crown of the head. Shaking that left leg out and coming back to a downward facing dog. As we start to cool down our practice, look to the top of the mat and hop to a nice seat, coming all the way down onto your back. Bring the right knee in toward your chest, and then twist the right knee to your left, twisting open to your right, looking over your right shoulder. Just sinking into this twist. Focusing on keeping the right shoulder onto the mat. And then bringing both knees into your chest and extending the right leg out long, pulling the left knee in toward your heart. And then twisting to your right, your left, bringing your right knee to your right, over to your right side, and looking over your left shoulder, extending your left arm out long, seeing how much more you could twist open and release to the earth. Bringing both of your knees back in toward your center, curl into a nice tight little ball, the tightest ball you've done all practice, and then stretch everything out long for our final resting posture, Shavasana. Release all 10 toes. Let go of your jaw. Your tongue hang heavy in your mouth. Release your breath. Release your body. And just allow yourself to completely let go in this next few minutes of the resting posture, Shavasana. return to your body, deepening your breath with the next deep inhale and complete exhale. Invite movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, making circles with your wrists and ankles. Stretch out long like you're getting up first thing in the morning, full body stretch. Waking the body back up. And then come on to one side, using your upper arm as a pillow. Just rest here, noticing the support of the ground beneath you, the space you've created, appreciating the stillness. Pressing your hand into the mat. Inhale, come up to a comfortable seat. Sitting cross-legged toward the front of your mat. Sit up nice and tall, keeping your eyes closed. Bring your hands to your knees. Stretch out long through the crown of your head. Notice the length that you've created, the stillness, how it was within you all along. All you needed to do was slow down and notice it. Thanking yourself for giving yourself back this 40 minutes of peace. Bringing your hands to the heart center. I thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. When we are in this place of peace together, we are one. Namaste.